There are 3 types of video editors and only one of them gets paid their worth. Most editors are stuck getting paid way too little or hiding behind some fancy After Effects, Eman Gatsby style animations and hoping for the best. But one type are playing a completely different game. The craziest thing is the second type, which I'm going to talk about today, is one of the most dangerous positions for you to be in as a video editor. And it's not what you would think. Once you see it, you're not going to be able to unsee it. Before I break down these 3 different types of editors, you might be thinking, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is that guy? Well, I'm not here to flex on you, but I just want to show you this isn't theory. I was the lead editor for Hamza. I created the viral Jeffrey and Adonis format, which took the internet by storm. And I managed to scale my solo video editing business to over $12,000 per month. I leveled up during this process. I became a right-hand man, a partner, and we scaled the YouTube channel to over 1.8 million subscribers, all while traveling the world, Dubai, Thailand, Europe, and now I run an academy teaching over 600 young men how to do the exact same. I've turned editing into a lifestyle of total freedom, all from my laptop. Right, let's get into it. The first type of editor is the button masher. I'm sure you guys know a few button mashers. Here's the funny thing about button mashers, guys. They take up 90% of the oversaturated video editing market. So whenever you hear someone say, oh, Sam, video editing, it's oversaturated, they're talking about these guys, these button mashers, right? Which is why every time I hear that, I have to laugh. Even video editor gurus make videos trying to fearmonger, like, oh, video editing oversaturated in 2025? Gay. It's so gay. You are brain dead, bro. The oversaturated market is full of guys who follow instructions, do as they're told, hit a few shortcuts on their keyboard, hit the export button and send it. And that entire process, they're probably playing fucking Hearthstone on their other monitor at the same time. Absolute NPC. And I have to feel bad for these guys because a lot of the time they've not really deprogrammed their minds from school. They still have the can I go to the toilet please mentality that school drills into your skull. They don't critically think, they don't creatively problem solve, they just see editing as a mechanical task. Video done. These are the guys who give editors a bad name. They're the reason why clients have their guard up. It's the reason why they try to lowball, because they've worked with someone like this before. So their experience of working with an editor is such a low experience that they don't see the value in having an editor. You gotta put yourself in the client's shoes. They don't actually know the difference between a good editor and an excellent editor. They don't even most of the time know the difference between a bad editor versus a good editor. So this is why I say to editors, like, don't take it personally whenever someone's trying to lowball you or something, because at the end of the day, 1, it's business, and 2, it's probably because their perception of editors is so low because of these guys, these button mashers, and it's up to you to separate yourself from these guys. If you send the exact same footage to a button masher versus an excellent editor, you are going to get a staggeringly different final result. It's actually like, it blows my mind. Not just visually, not just with fancy animations, but like rhythm, pacing, emotion, storytelling, message delivery, how the cuts are able to breathe, for example. I always say this and I'll say it again here. You could have a 10 out of 10 video director, you could have a 10 out of 10 script, you could have a 10 out of 10 actor on the screen. If the movie falls into the hand of a shit editor, it's going to come out like trash. That goes for YouTube videos. That also goes for things as massive as Hollywood blockbuster films. It's no different. You have to separate yourself from these guys because 90% of editors, they don't, and all it is just a race to the bottom. And if that's the trap at the bottom, what's the trap which no one warned you about? This is the second type of editor, the artist. This one gets me fired up, okay? This is about 9% of video editors, and it is the most dangerous spot to be in. You might be thinking, well, Sam, why is that? Surely being in the bottom 90% is worse. No, it's not. Because if you're this type of editor, you are falling ill to the biggest disease any ambitious man can have, and that is complacency. Because if you're in the bottom 90%, you're fighting for scraps. So you actually have a reason to, like, you know, fucking lock in, learn more. These guys, they're often really good at their craft, they're creative, they're happy with their work. They're making a decent amount of money, but that is the trap. They're making just enough money to be comfortable, but never enough money to be truly free. They have the skills, they have the eye for it, and they have that creative little soul that they bring into every project that just sort of brings it to life, you know? But they have no idea how to leverage their skill set. They don't know how to brand themselves, they don't know how to position themselves, they don't know how to renegotiate. So they end up working with decent clients, doing decent work. It's respectable for a decent amount of pay. Do you see where the problem is here? They're stuck in a hamster wheel of almost. Kind of like in a 9 to 5 where your time is being taken up enough and you're making just enough money to be comfortable, to the point where you don't have that urgency anymore. And here's what really upsets me about this category. It's the savvy entrepreneur types, the ones who understand positioning and business and negotiation and leverage and so on and so forth. They continue to take advantage of the knowledge gap. And this isn't exclusive to editing. I've observed this in Hollywood, in music, and this exact archetype of person will do it to you unless you figure out how to break out of that cycle. This one hurts me because I've seen this play out so many times, honestly. It pisses me off so much. You've got talented editors wasting their prime, and I have to again reiterate, I observed the exact same thing in Hollywood. You would have a really talented young up-and-coming comedian, for example, and then some savvy entrepreneurial type will get their claws in, get them on some like shitty contract for 3 years and just suck their fucking semen out of their balls for like 5 years, taking away their prime, locking them in this wheel of complacency. It just sucks. It fucking sucks. It really fires me up. It gets me like fired up and also just kind of sad. And the exact same thing happens in the editing space, and this is what I observed. It's literally one of the main reasons why I made my Academy of Excellence, to create a space where artists can learn how to actually leverage their talent and their skill so they don't get taken advantage of anymore. And if you're a video editor, you are an artist, you're a creative, you are so important. As I said earlier, you could have a 10 out of 10 director, 10 out of 10 scriptwriter. If the editing's shit, it's shit. Editors are so crucial, yet often they're taken advantage of, and it drives me insane. If this is starting to sound like you, the artist, let me tell you, you deserve not only to really enjoy your craft and enjoy your work, but get paid really fucking well doing it as well. You deserve to travel the world. You deserve to shake hands with awesome high-level people. You deserve to have a network of killers. But until you learn how to position, frame, negotiate, strategize, you're going to stay stuck. You're going to be in that hamster wheel of almost making it, almost respected, almost free. So what does life actually start to look like once you've broken out of that almost zone? Well, that brings me to type 3, which is the content partner. And this is where truly the top 1% video editing talent sit. We get paid very well, we get a lot of respect, and we also get access. We get access to different continents of the fucking globe. We get access to those steak dinners, those cigar nights, those opportunities, those fucking massive opportunities. We're not just a freelancer over Discord getting sent links to a Google Drive. We're the ones sat in the fucking boardroom. We're in the meetings. We're strategizing. We're solving problems. Scaling, okay? Not just scaling ourselves, but scaling the business that we're a part of, because we're very high leverage. Sure, we edit, but we also think. We know how to position ourselves as permanent solutions to high leverage problems. And very importantly, we take total ownership over solving those problems. And because of that, and many other levers that we use to position ourselves this way, we get treated like creative partners, not just a cog in a machine. Because the truth is, you can only get paid a certain amount for the mechanical hours that you spend at your PC editing a video, trading in your time directly for money. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's going to be a ceiling. And with video editing, I've found that the ceiling is generally around $15,000 a month. Not bad, right? Not bad. But your thinking has no ceiling. Your ability to make smart decisions, to lead, to operate as a partner, that's how you build true wealth. And that's how you genuinely become very important. That's how you completely change your self-image, your self-esteem. Because that's exactly what I did. I started out as just a video editor, but I carried myself like a right hand. I took on way more responsibility. I earned way more leverage. I took ownership over way more problems. And because of that, I became totally undeniable in my role. So when I came to the negotiation table, I got what I wanted every single time. And this isn't because I became the best editor in the world. It's not because I autistically locked in on trying to make the fanciest, most time-consuming animations. No, quite the opposite. It's because I was the most valuable. And that, my friend, is the shift. Because when you start thinking this way, when you start carrying yourself more like a partner, a right-hand man, your clients are going to be able to feel it. But not only that, you're going to just start intuitively making better, more high leverage decisions than you would if you saw yourself as just like another freelance cowboy video editor. You're going to gain an aura about you where your clients can trust you. They're going to lean on you more. They're going to respect you more. They're going to pay you more. They're going to pay you a lot more to keep you on their team. Because the truth is, guys, if you carry yourself this way, it's fucking rare to find. No one is thinking like this. Everyone's just clocking in and clocking out, because the truth is, most people are fucking lazy. Most people don't actually care enough to try and get their clients really sick results. The best part of this is with the explosion of personal brands right now, with everyone and their dead nan making a personal brand, there are going to be more and more and more people who are going to need people like us. There's going to be a massive wealth exchange, and the guys who position themselves very intelligently between the money are going to get very, very rich. The truth be told, it's already started. In the last 2 years inside of my academy, a lot of my students have been getting insane results. The question is, are you going to just stay stuck in the same cycle? Or are you ready to move up the pyramid and start to actually become undeniable? Let's break this down like it's a video game. Let's say it's kind of like Borderlands. I love Borderlands, and I remember the skill trees in Borderlands. They're so cool. So I've created this. It's like a Borderlands skill tree, okay? At the bottom, you've got the entry-level video editor, aka the button masher. They're making between 0 to 1.5K per month. And most of the time, they're using a lot of their fucking time and energy to even make that. They're on a total hamster wheel. They're safe, but they're totally broke. They never take risks. They don't strategize. They're just grinding animation tutorials with the hope that one day their animations take enough time to create and they're fancy enough that perhaps they'll be worthy of making 2K a month. Wow. They're completely misguided in what's important. Then you've got the artist. Now these guys are actually making respectable money, between 1.5 to 5K per month. They've usually got really good talent. They're creative. Like, it's respectable what they do, but they haven't taken the necessary steps to actually level up in the business side of things. They've not bought a course. They've not bought any coaching. They don't know how to use their leverage. They don't know how to build a bulletproof personal brand. They don't know how to negotiate like a slick boss. So they plateau, inevitably, forever in a hamster wheel of being taken advantage of, which breaks my fucking heart, to be honest with you. Guys in this position are the guys who I enjoy helping the most, because they've already proven that they fucking love video editing. They just need that extra help. And then finally, at the top of the tree, we've got the content partner, the right hand. They're making over $5,000 a month. They're living lifestyles of total freedom. They're traveling the world with their laptops. Not only are they creative as fuck and talented, but they know how to leverage themselves. They know the business side of things. These guys are modern day video editor James Bonds. They did this by leveling up 4 core skills, okay? Strategy, leverage, personal branding, negotiation. And it's through doing this that I managed to scale to 12K a month myself. Because the truth is, it's usually not a talent gap. It's not because there's some secret hack that no one's telling you. It's literally just a knowledge gap. And once you've got it, once you've got that momentum snowball rolling, your entire life will change. Mixing with elite talent, closing elite clients, and more importantly, printing cash from anywhere in the world. For example, I want you to meet Sabo here. Sabo's 20 years old and he was in school, and the looming doom of 9-to-5 fate was starting to approach him. So he started editing, but like most beginners, he fell into the button mashing trap. $5 per reel, $70 per long form edit. Zero leverage, zero reward, full fucking output. Then he did something which most people don't really dare do, which, you know, it makes me fucking so proud and happy to just think about this. But Sabo sold his fucking dirt bike, and he used that money to join the Academy of Excellence. And that completely fucking changed shit for him within weeks. He realized that he was doing everything, everything fucking wrong. So with the right hand blueprint and the 600 plus strong Academy network behind him, he rebuilt his brand, he stopped becoming a button masher, and he started carrying himself like a high leverage creative. And here's the crazy part. $1,000 for one video. Same hours, exact same skills, but now it's actually high leverage. $70 to $1,000. That's the power of an identity shift. And the craziest part is Sabo is only just getting started. Sabo actually just moved to Bangkok 3 days ago. Here's a photo of me and him hanging out. God bless you, Sabo. You're a G. Keep crushing it, man. You don't just get paid to edit, guys. You get paid to solve problems. Right now, you could look at any client you're working with. I guarantee it, they have tons of problems which are worth solving. Endless to-do lists, fucking content bottlenecks, no clarity, no help, no partnership. They're just fucking alone, drowning in pressure, in problems. And what most editors do is they show up, they tick their box, and then they vanish. And that's why they stay fucking broke. That's why we don't even fucking compete with them. It's not even a competition. The oversaturated fucking video editing market doesn't exist unless you are an NPC. The top 1%, they carry themselves like creative partners. They solve problems permanently before they even happen, and they move the entire brand forward with them. They don't just press buttons and then vanish. If you can be that person, the person who genuinely tries, genuinely tries, who buys into the mission, who edits with creative intelligence and intention, I'm telling you right now, there is a 0% chance that you stay broke. I promise you. Because when you genuinely carry yourself that way, as a partner, a high leverage partner, it is so fucking rare and so valuable to high leverage businessmen. Some of these guys are making millions upon millions of dollars. You don't think they're gonna give you a big fat chunk of that to keep you on their team and to continue solving their problems? Of course they will. So now you know what separates the top 1% from the rest. But knowing your value is only the beginning. The next step is turning that into $1,000 in your bank account in 30 days. So watch this video and I'll show you how to do exactly that, even if you're starting from scratch.